So, ladies and gentlemen, this morning on Sports Files, we're going to have a very quick and bizarre history lesson about Donald Trump's hatred of the NFL. Now, I'm not going to talk about his politics. Anyway, that's a different category. A million podcasts can be done. But a lot of people don't remember this, even though I do. Someone told me a few weeks ago, well, didn't he own a team in the USFL? I said, yeah, but the reason why he was in the USFL is because he tried to get in the NFL. It didn't work, and my buddy said, what are you talking about? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to go back in history, and especially if any Indianapolis Colts fans are listening. Robert Ursay at one point was a Harold Ballard type owner who owned the Baltimore Colts. Now, the Colts were in the early 80s were well past their success of the 1960s and 70s, and Ursay for sure was either trying to move the team or to sell the team. Now, in 1981, when Trump was still in the real estate magnate category of his life with different other projects on the go, Trump tried to buy the Colts, and he backed a group that offered owner Robert Ursay $50 million, which is probably comparable to about 125 million now, for the team. Now, the offer was rejected. Now, according to published reports, Trump denied making the offer, but Robert Ursay, who at the time was more Donald Trump than Donald Trump was, confirmed publicly that he turned the offer down. There's been no indication why this offer was turned down. Either it was too low or it was considered not serious, because Donald Trump was dealing with a lot of false money at the time. If you look at the Forbes list story that broke this week. Now, within a couple of years, we all know what happened with the Colts. They left town in Mayflower vans in the middle of the night and moved to Indianapolis and really changed the way that the NFL operated for a number of years. When the Baltimore left, it led to CFL expansion. It also led to the Ravens, which led to a couple of Super Bowls. So you might say that Donald Trump decision being rejected changed NFL and CFL history. You see, every time a sports owner or a sports franchise or a sports bid, doesn't matter if he becomes president of the United States or a local bottle washer or a hot dog vendor, it has ripples. And when I mean ripples, I mean heavy ripples. Donald Trump later went on to USFL, New Jersey Generals. He's the guy that signed Herschel Walker. He's the guy that signed Doug Flutie. He's the one that brought in Brian Sipe. A lot of NFL players came into his team, but in 1986 he battled against the NFL, and it didn't work out. He won a lawsuit, but the USFL would just not a real competitor for the NFL. But see, Donald Trump's ongoing hate for the NFL has nothing to do with 2019. It has to do with 1981. Has to do with 1983. It has to do with 1986. He ranks up there with George Steinbrenner and Harold Ballard and Robert Ursay, Nelson Scalabania, John Bassett, as very egotistical owners that just, in his case, he just happened to go on to be president. He was involved in many, many things over the years. There's not enough stories I could talk about it. But if you're a Baltimore Colts fan, the original Baltimore Colts, in your early 30s, is this the first time you're hearing about that Donald Trump could have been your owner and he could have been worse or even better than Robert Ursay? Sports is a weird thing to follow and cover. As a journalist, I completely forgot about the Baltimore Colts angle until a few years ago when there was a very interesting book that was published in the States talk about a connection with Donald Trump and the sports scene of the late 70s, early 80s throughout North America and the world. Now, he owned the New Jersey Generals twice, and that's another story for another day, because he paid the initial franchise fee but when the owners that took over his contract decided to get rid of it, he came back and he's the one that signed Doug Flutie. And for Patriots fans, yes, Doug Flutie's career and his CFL career and his NFL later career owes 99% to Donald Trump. That's the way it goes in sports. Strange bedfellows. And next thing you know, if Donald Trump loses the next election, watch he doesn't try to get a franchise in the NFL. like I said, he's always wanted to get in the NFL, and if he can't get into it, he's going to bring it down, and he's tried that so far. So no surprise here. Donald Trump, man of a million stories, and it is what it is. Like I said, have a great day. Bye.